So this will be an open session. Okay. So where we'll discuss concepts of week two. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to discuss the PPA 10 exactly because I'm getting private case 6 of 7. Can I do that?
Yeah, we can discuss that. So, but first let's just
Okay,
go
sir.
through
Okay, I get it.
Okay. Yeah. So give me a minute. I'll share my screen.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in week one, there's a practice test also 1.1 to 1.5. There, these things will be discussed. We have to do the things.
Can I repeat?
PT practice test, I guess. Programming
Yeah. Yeah. The practice.
1.1 to 1.1 to 1.5.
Yeah.
So it will be discussed. We have to do the program for ourselves.
Those were already discussed, right? So those problems were already discussed.
Okay.
We had a live session, live coding, in the live coding session, I guess. So on the last Monday session, we discussed those questions.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So let me share my screen.
So I have a little doubt about Code Chef. Like, if Code Chef contest is live for the particular week, and we'll mostly be having week 1 or week 2 or week 3 content available for us. So it will the Code Chef contest will be comprising of those particular contents. I mean, like from week 1 to whatever week it is available. Is it that way, sir?
See the coach of context, right? They're not especially like, I mean, even though they're like related to this Python course, they run like parallel. So that will be conducted by the coach of itself. Okay. So we do not have any control over that. Okay.
I mean, like it's not like it'll be from week 1 till whatever week content is available. It will be the programs will be regarding like comprising of those concepts. Is it not like that? If you
Yeah, mostly whatever weeks over there until that week's whatever concepts are covered, mostly it'll be based on that only.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So what we're doing now is, so are you able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing is, like, this is just a general question and all. We'll go through these questions, okay, and we'll discuss about this, okay. First thing is like, what is the need of like using variables in Python? This might be like pretty pretty straightforward. What do you think is the need for using variables in Python?
Because values change, you have to
store the
update
value.
them.
Okay,
Sir,
value
what
shift.
is the question again?
To store the value, sir.
Okay, why do we need to store the value?
To like
To
store the changing
perform any
values.
operation on it.
Okay. So this whatever stored value, you'll be using it later to perform any operations on it, right?
Right, sir.
Correct. So yeah, basically that's the thing. I mean, the reason we use this variables is we need to store it so that we could retrieve it whenever we want. Okay, and then perform operations on it. And then if you want to make changes, we want to make changes to it also. Okay, that is the reason for like using Python. Okay. And what about this if else block? Why do we need that if else block?
To elaborate condition on particular values and conditions.
To execute conditional statements like that.
To to elaborate conditions on where different values and different situations according to question.
Okay. So, what do you mean? Okay, what do you mean by the dynamic assignment of variables?
Like continuous assignment of variables, like they being
Dynamic.
operated with and changing the variable value,
We can
like
assign the
one by
Type
one.
of the value
without
variable as
defining the
well.
data type.
Yeah, type of value.
Okay, so it's like based on the code and all, dynamically while running the code, the I mean the value assign will be like different, right? That's what it means, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are like other disadvantages would also. So the disadvantages are that we can never know the what is a variable data type. Like that is we do not know whether that is changed or not, right? Because Python allows this dynamic assignment of variables. That is the data type is not fixed, right? Initially it is integer. After that it was float. That could be changed to string also. Okay. And ultimately it was changed to integer again. Okay, that could be made as boolean also. This a variable could be made as boolean also. So we do not know if the data type, if the variable data type is changed or not, right? Okay.
It is called dynamic variable. I think it is changing the variable type.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what this dynamic assignment kind of
Yeah,
means.
I
Okay.
think that's why it's called dynamic
Huh,
variable.
huh, huh. So we can change the data type. What the data type of the variable is. Like while running the program. So like whenever we want to change the data type, we could do that. Okay. So that's what this dynamic assignment means. And the problem is that suppose let's say like you're running a code, okay, you are writing a 100 lines of code, and then like at the 80th line you might be assuming a is an integer, right? And then like you might be performing square of it, like a star 2 or like a star 3, right? If you're performing cube. But the problem is if it is a string, right, then this will throw an error, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is why
No,
it's
sir, it will print three times. Na? Instead of giving error,
That
it
is
will print
multiplication.
Python,
That is
Python.
multiplication.
It's a power sign.
okay.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Moreover, even if it is printing 3 times, that's not what we have expected, right? So let's say like instead of cubing it, let's say like you are adding something like 10 value to this a. Okay. You are adding 10 to suppose like you're doing a plus 10. Okay. A plus 10. If a is a string, it cannot add a string and an integer, right? So it will throw an error. Okay. So that is why it's always better, even though Python allows this dynamic assignment of variables, it's always better not to change the data types. Okay. It's always better to avoid that whenever possible. Okay. Between float and integer, that is perfectly kind of like understandable. So that's kind of okay. Okay, even though that could still lead to some problems, but that is okay. But changing it completely to from integer to string, okay, or like from integer to boolean, that is like it's better to avoid those. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So and the main thing is this week two is primarily based on this if else, right? So what do you exactly mean by this if else? Why do we need to use this if else?
When we have to take multiple conditions.
Okay,
If
so
true
what do
or
you mean
false.
by these conditions?
For example, if we throw a dice and the outcomes, and then there is some case after that, outcomes after dice. If one, then do this task, and if two, then this, or else if three, this. When we have a random variable kind of thing, where the outcomes are desired and not.
So you're saying based on certain variable or like based on certain condition, you need to perform certain operations. And okay, that is why you need to use this if else statement. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And
yeah.
we have some
So,
conditions to fulfill.
any other reason for like why do we need to use this?
Suppose we need to assign grade to the marks
Okay.
between 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90 something, then we can use if else.
Okay.
I think, sir, we want to distribute something in a different or number of variables, so we use if and else.
Can you repeat?
I think, sir, we want to divide some amount of chunk in different persons or different things. So we use if and else condition.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, both of you kind of like meant the same thing. What you're trying to say is based on a particular conditions, you want to execute a particular chunk of code, right? Suppose if you're talking
Yes, sir.
about grade, let's say like if your marks is like above 80, like between 80 to 100, then you might want to send this as grade. Okay. Otherwise, in between to something like 70 to 80, you might want to assign this A grade, right? Similar, like based on a particular condition, that is the score value. You want to assign this value of grade, right? Or let's say like you want to you want to print the bio of a cricketer. Okay. You want to print the bio of a cricketer, so the only input you have is the name of the cricketer. Okay. So let's say like if the name is Dhoni, you want to print the photo of Dhoni, and then like you want to print some bio about Dhoni, right? Some information of like his age.
If there is a electricity consumption or bill is there, bill every month.
Others, please mute yourself. Okay. Okay, so yeah, continuing, we want to do that, right? So based on the name of the cricketer, we want to do it. Okay, so we do not want to print all the information based on this particular condition. Only we want to execute that particular code, right? Otherwise we do not want to execute. That is, if the name is not Sachin, we do not want to print the bio of Sachin. Only if the name is Sachin Tendulkar, right? Then only we want to print the bio of Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, that is why we'll be using this if else block. Okay, that else block is not mandatory. Okay, else block is not mandatory. That is like optional thing. Okay. Okay. So like
Sir,
yeah.
I don't understand. From what I recall from the cipher video, we were just changing the letters of a string variable. So I don't understand how the if else comes into part in the cipher.
In the cipher one, cipher
Yes.
problem,
Yes.
where we encode the value.
Yes. I suppose you were asking about cipher, right?
No, I'm not asking about cipher. I'm just asking like in general.
Oh, then I think I misheard. Sir, and then there's also this B1 that I didn't understand, where we were having a print int input, and then there was a colon, and we were raising it to power 2. So how does this happen?
Okay, okay. So let's say like you are this one.
Yes.
So this is like we take an input. We take an input. First thing is we convert that to an integer. We convert
Yes.
that to an integer, and after converting that to integer, we are squaring it. That's what we are doing. But the problem is here we just print it. We'll print it to the console, but we do
Okay.
not, since we do not store that we did not store that value of input or the square of that value. We will lose the we will lose the. I mean we cannot use it anywhere else in the program. Right.
Okay, so without saving it as a variable, we take an
Yeah.
input, raise it to power 2, and simultaneously also print the whatever value has been input. Is that it?
Yeah, yeah. So
But the second input is not an integer, I suppose.
second input, yeah.
I mean, the second part of the print is not an
Yeah,
integer.
that need not. I mean, that is not an integer. True. So let me just run this. Okay. So
Yes.
so now let's me like 12 value. Okay, and then make it 2 alpha. Okay. So right now I have this. It is going to print 4 comma alpha because it's going to square the second value that was given. Okay.
Yes.
So now
Yes.
I cannot get the 2 value, right? If I give a, it gives me 12 because that's what the input is. I have stored that input. I cannot retrieve
Yes.
this 4 value. I cannot retrieve the alpha value. Okay, so that is why
So
we
we
need
have
to
lost whatever was input. We have
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
whatever was input.
Right. So we were just able to perform one operation on it. Okay, that too we did not even store it. We were just directly printing it. Okay.
Okay.
So we cannot retrieve that value again. Okay.
So it makes sense always to store it into variables, right?
Can you repeat?
So that means we should always store in variables and then print.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Like that is like, yeah, if you're sure that you're not going to use it later again, then maybe you can avoid. But generally, it's always better to store it. Okay.
And I also don't understand the whole concept of why go for dynamic variables. Why keep changing them?
That might be required in some cases. So for suppose, right, let's say like you might want to convert this integer to float and float to integer. That might be,
That's yeah.
that is
We do
okay,
that.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes unknowingly, right? Let's say
Yes.
like you're trying to perform some operations. So here, let's say like you're taking this input, right? You want
Yes.
to take this input as 12, right? Okay, you know that it
Yeah.
is integer, but then by mistake you forgot to
To
convert
write
that
int.
convert that to an integer. Yeah, so
Yes.
dynamically that's going to be assigned as string. Okay,
Yes.
and then like
Yes.
later on also, let's say like you're doing some operations, you're doing some large conversion operations, that is like conversion of data types, and then
Yes.
like you forgot to convert str to int or like into str and all. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
Python does not throw error. Okay, since it supposes dynamic assignment, it assumes that okay, maybe you want to use a string only. Okay, and then like
Yes.
it continues. But what you actually want is you want an integer there, right? So
Right.
Python actually allows it, but that could lead to some unknown. I mean like unwanted outputs or like unwanted errors, right? That could be happening.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's what is
We
this.
would have assumed that the 12 would have been an integer, and when we run some sort of mathematical manipulation on it, it will not run.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in past program that we have written input of power of 2. That can you go to that? In that, I mean, in print statement, we have written that int of input from function, then the double star 2, then we have taken input. So
Yeah.
means what is the things happening here? Like we have inserted let's say we have inserted 2, then it will make it 2 power 2, then it will take the input, or it will take both the input. Means first input will be for integer, then second will be for string, then it will power up that second. Means what are the things, sequence of things going to happen in this program? Can you tell?
Okay. One thing is that you need not worry about like whether it's first going to accept the input and then like, I mean whether it's first going to perform this and then ask the input, or like accept the input and then like perform this entire thing. That part you need not worry, because
Sir,
either way it's going to give the same, right? But the thing is it's going to perform the first thing actually. So it's going to do this once
sir, I think,
all the
sir,
inputs only. Yeah.
I think it's performed both operations simultaneously, because input is A is
Yes,
equal to
it should
input.
both operations simultaneously, I guess. That is
Okay,
a confusion, because
let me do this for you. I'm asking for extra inputs, okay? Okay, so let me run this. Okay, I'll give 2, okay? It has printed 2. So basically, it's going to take this, and then let me just do this 4. It did not print the output because it's waiting for this other one too. After this was given, then it's going to print. Okay.
Yes, I am asking this one, like if I have written 4 first,
Okay.
then
Okay.
it is computed already, it is 16, then it is asking for the input, or it have taken 4 only, then asking for input, then it will perform that power.
Okay, so what you're doing is like whether it perform this 4 ***2 and then ask for input or not, right?
Yes,
That's
yes,
what you're
yes, I am
asking.
asking that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can just check it easily here. So let me just, instead of giving this integer, right? Let me give string. I'll give str. Now if it throws an error, then that means it's computing this first. Okay.
Yes, yes, that's
If it's
right.
not throwing an error, then that means it will ask for another input and then it will compute. Okay. See, it was throwing an error. So basically, it was computing this and then asking for this input.
Then it is asking for input.
Okay, clear?
So fasting will be done, then it will move to second, right? Okay, thank you.
And sir, in previous one, how program knows the input is other than the previous one. So dynamic programming is much better than that, na?
I did not get what you asked. So how the program knows?
Sir, how the program knows the second input is different from first input? It may be, na? The second input.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? So by second input, are you're trying to talk about this?
Yeah, sir. A is equal to input. The first input is A.
A equals to input.
variable.
That is the first input, right? That
Yes,
we gave as
yeah.
2.
Yeah, sir.
And
And the second input is input in print statement, which we.
So the second input which you gave is str.
String. Yes, sir.
Yeah, str. So that it was that it gave an error.
Yeah.
Because it is expecting an integer. I mean, it cannot convert that str to an integer, right?
Yeah.
That's why it gave an error. Yeah. Okay.
Ram, actually, it's not clear for me too. Finally, what's this printing input final command? Print input. Which input it's printing? Line number 1 or line number 3?
It's not.
Line number 1 input or line number 3 input?
See this 2 is the line number 1 input. This 2, right?
Yes.
This 2 is the input I gave. After I gave the 2 input, it has printed the 2 because I'm asking to do that, right? Line number 2.
Okay.
This error is because of line number 3. In line number 3, instead of giving an integer as input, I gave str as input. Since it cannot convert that str to an integer, right? It gave an error.
What my doubt is line number 5, print input.
Yeah.
What it will print, what input it will take for printing.
That did not happen, right? So I mean, it gave an error and then like it stopped here itself. So
if it happens, if I give 2 integers only, if it happens, line number 5, which input it will take?
Let me run that for you, okay? Let me run that for you. So the first input I gave as 2. So it has printed the 2. After that, this is the second input.
Yes.
Second input I'll give as 4. Okay. The third input is this one. In the line number 3 only. That I'll give as 6.
If it is integer?
Yeah, I gave it as integer only, right? 16, 6. And then in the fourth line, now it is asking for the input in the fourth line. So for that, I'll give 8. So now it will print 8 square 64. Okay, and in the fifth line input, it is asking for input. Now I can give some string also, it doesn't matter. So I'll give Python. Okay, it just prints Python now. Okay.
Okay, clear for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, how much stack it can keep, like print if I given 5 inputs or 10 inputs, it can take 10 inputs?
Yeah, it can take 10 inputs.
There is no limitation, even 50, 100?
There might be some limitation, but then you could give some like the number of inputs which we're talking about, that is like very less for Python. So it won't be a problem for that. But then if you're trying to give more memory and all, right, so that storing and all, that could be a problem. So yeah, there will be a limit, obviously. There will be a limit, but then I'm not entirely sure of like what exactly is the limit. Okay, but there will be a limit. Okay, because everything has a limit, right? With respect to this program and all. Okay. our memory, whatever we do, right, that has a limit. Okay. Okay. So moving on. Okay. Until now is clear. Until D2 is clear. Hello.
Yes, clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So analysis. Okay. So generally we do this, right? A equals to some input, int of input. Okay. So generally, while you guys try to solve the if-else problems, right? You will do it in like different ways. Let's say like one people will do it like this. Let's say the question is if A is even, print even, else print odd, right? Okay, this is the question. Okay, I mean you just need to accept an input and then you need to print whether it is an even or not. Okay, that is a question. So different students will be doing it in different ways. I'll just explain. I will just show it here, and then I'll ask you guys which is the better way. Okay, if a percentage 2 equals 0, then you guys will be printing even. Okay, if a percentage 2 is not equal to 0, then you will print odd. Okay, so these are some people do, right?
Yes, but if else will be better than this.
Yeah. Why is if else is better than this? Can someone explain? I just want to. I have written code like this.
This factorial calculation, modulus calculation will execute only once if we write if else.
Okay. So the memory, like it will take like less time to execute.
Yes, less
So
time.
that's
Less time.
Okay.
Yeah, less calculation, less time.
Okay. That is okay. Any other reasons?
Now, what is the question?
Yeah, the thing is, I could do it in this way. Okay. So when I'm the question is if A thus please mute yourself. Okay, thanks. So if A is even, I need to print even. If A else I need to print odd. Okay. I just need to accept an integer as input, and then if it is even, I need to print even. If it is odd, I need to print odd. Okay, that's a question. So some people will write a code in like this: if a percentage 2 equals 0, okay, if a percentage 2 equals 0, then you'll print even, and then instead of writing else block, they'll write if a percentage 2 not equal 0, print odd. Okay, so one student has explained that this will if you write it instead of using this, if you use else, like it will take less time to compute. That is correct. And any other reasons?
Less amount of processing happening.
Yeah, both are kind of same, right? Less amount of processing is happening. That's why it's taking less time to compute. Any other reasons? There's like you need not worry about this computing time and all. Since it's an introductory course, you need not worry about like how much time it's going to take to compute as of now. You just need to worry about one important thing, that is the correctness of the code.
Excuse me.
Sir,
The question is like we can use else, but here we are using if here, so it will give good means it is efficient, right?
So can I repeat? You said like if we are using both if because of
Yes.
that.
Actually, I'm saying that we can use else now, like.
Yeah. We can use else. The question is, what's the difference between if I use double if and then like if I use if else?
Actually, sir, if we are using else, let's say, then it will means after checking the condition, it will move to the inside that thing. But let's say if we are using if, then what will happen? Like the means whatever the a will be, then it will be computed simultaneously. 4 and 6 line will be executed simultaneously, and whichever will satisfy the condition, it will move to the inside that block.
Sir, actually, else condition, L condition covers the remaining half portion of the question. So it's very easy to use or divide just half the previous condition.
Okay. So yeah, I got what you're trying to say. But then there is one other important thing that you guys kind of missed it. See,
I
most
think
of
the else block gets executed only if condition is false. While if we are giving two ifs, both the conditions will be executed.
yeah. So the
Yes,
thing
same
is
thing
not will
as
be
like
executed, can be executed. Can be executed is a key here. So let's say like I'm doing this print even, right? And then I'm doing this a equals to a plus 1. Okay. A equals to a plus 1. Okay. A equals to a plus 1. Now what happens is this will get executed and this 2 will get executed. Let's try. Okay. So if I
Yes,
hit
so
run here,
both get executed.
if I hit 4 here, it's going to print even as well as odd. But then I do not want both of these to get executed. I want only one of these to get executed. That is why you should be using else block. Okay, if you use else block, even though the value of a is changed to odd again, this will not get executed. Okay, so the key point is sometimes what we do is we just do not know in the if block, we do not do just this, right? We perform some operation that changes the value of a. And then similarly whatever value we are trying to check now, that condition, that value could be changed so that it could that could run in the second if block also. Okay, since we do not want to run it in like 2 if blocks, we want to put this else. Okay, is this clear what I was trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay, so
clear.
this is
If
important.
If and else about a block, and if and if and use, it's about two separate blocks.
Yeah. So if you have this if else block now, only one of this will be executed. Okay,
Yes.
but then if you have like 2 ifs, there could be a chance that both will be executing. Okay, there could be a chance that both will be executed. We do not want that, and that could lead to us getting unwanted outputs. Like in the previous case, we got both even and odd, right? So we do not want that to happen. That is why we need to use this if else block. Okay, and then like we can use this if and elif also. Elif. Okay. A percentage 3 equals to 0. I'll print like divisible by 3. Okay. And then elif a percentage 5 or 0. Same thing, I'll just print divisible by 5. Okay. Now, finally, I'll add else block here, and then I'll say not an even number, not divisible by 3 of 5. Okay. So here, what's going to happen is once you give an input, either if block will execute or elif will, or the first elif will execute, or the second elif, or the else part. Only one of these will get executed, irrespective of what the value of a is. Only one of these will get executed. Let me give an example. So let my input be 60. 60 is even number, right? 60 is divisible by 3, right? 60 is divisible by 5, right? Okay. What do you think will be the output? Even, right? Yeah. See. Okay. But then instead of this, if you have done this, then what would be happening?
All the 3 print statements execute.
Yeah. So it's going to print not an even. A percentage 3 equals 0. Okay, sorry. I perform this A equals to A plus 1. Let me remove that. Okay, it's going to print diesel by 3, diesel by 5, right? And then let me tell you, even the worst case scenario, okay, sometimes what you guys will be doing is, okay, so this else block, you might be thinking that this else block is for the first if and the second if, but that's not the case. It is for the eighth line if case. This else block. Okay.
Yes.
So that point also you should be taking into care. So if this eighth line is not true, right? Then the 10th line, I mean, then this 11th line will be getting executed. So let me give an example for it. I'll give you 60 only because I changed it to a percentage 7 equals 0. If you could see even diesel by 3, not an even, not diesel by 3. Okay. So it should have been 7, but that's okay. Okay. You could understand, right?
Yes.
What's
The else belongs to the last if.
Yeah. So while you're trying to while you're trying to while you're trying to solve problems, right? This part you should be taking into very much into consideration. Okay. I have seen
Sir, else if also work same like
elif.
elif.
Yeah, elif is recommended. Elif is recommended because only one of these will get executed. Okay, so let's say like I have given you 70. Okay. Okay, 70 is even. So only this will get executed. Okay. Let me just give you 49. Okay, so the first one won't get executed, second one won't get executed, the third one only will get executed. Okay, but it should have been diesel with 7. My print statement is wrong. Okay, but then you got the idea, right?
Yes, sir. Okay,
so I'm telling you guys, so many people will make mistakes here. Okay, they might be writing this. They instead of writing if and elif thing, they might be writing if and if and if. Okay, that part you should be avoiding. I mean, based on the question, you should be writing a code. Okay.
Sir, and one more thing.
Could you use 210 as an input? 210 as an input? Could you use 210 as an input?
If I use 210, it's going to print even, right? Because in the first case,
Even. Okay. What if we want to check divisibility by 2, 3, and 7, and then say if none of them, then not divisible, not divisible by 3 or 7. Then how do we change this code?
You want to check whether it is divisible by 2, 3, and 7. Then only you want to execute it. Otherwise you want to go to elif, right? Else condition.
Yeah, if you want to check all 3.
Yeah, that you could do it easily here, right?
So you should put it in with an AND statement. Okay.
Yeah. So the way to do it is like easy, right? Print.
No, actually, I wanted that it would just say that it's even also, it's divisible by 3, also it's divisible by 7.
Yeah. We can just mention it, right? Even divisible by 3 and 7, right? You could mention it here. Okay. One of the 3 cases is not true. Okay. So if I run now, let's say my number is 73 is 21. Okay. It's going to print one of the 3 cases not true because it's not even.
Yes.
Okay, and then if I give you 14.
And means all the conditions should be true.
Yeah. So if you give or right, then one of the conditions should be, even if one of the condition is true, then this will execute. Okay.
Ram, I have doubt with and or when both are in place.
When both are in place.
And or, if one and one or is there.
Okay, then it's always better to have it in brackets. So let's say like, okay, let's have it like this. Okay, either even or divisible by 3, and
Sir, I have a question.
yeah,
Sir, if in a under if condition, act like a two end condition.
we can have in the if condition can have
If
like two and
condition under a if condition, act like a two and statement.
two and I did not get what you're saying.
Sir, if a condition under if statement in looping with if statement other if
inside the
inside a if it's
Yeah.
like a two statement and with two statement.
Yeah, that also can be done. Yeah, that is like that is like and only.
Yeah.
So if you're checking like two
Exactly.
inside, that's like and only.
Yeah.
Ram, could you please explain not and are these three?
Okay. So do you guys know these truth tables? Truth tables, are you aware of it?
No, what is that, sir?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
That is just like the. I mean, that's how you know all this and or not and all. I'll explain that in a bit. Okay, but first let me execute this. Okay, as one of you has asked, right? So if it's an even or if it is divisible by 3 and it should be divisible by 7. So divisible by 7 is like pakka, that should happen. And one of these should happen, like either it could be even or it could be divisible by 3. So if I give 21, then it's going to print this. Okay, and then let me run it again. Now if I give like 14, then also it's going to print this. But if I print only 7, then it's going to go to else block because this is not true. Okay, so now we'll come to the that not are unlike unlike and conditions. Okay,
Not and are.
Okay, yeah, that only. So one simple way is it is just like how you understand, right? It is like A or B. Either if like it's like who wins the elections, okay? Who wins an election? They are like ABC, okay? ABC. If I ask you who wins the elections among these ABC candidates, you might say like A or B. So what you're trying to say is either A wins or B wins. Okay, there won't be the case of A, B wins here. Okay, both cannot win. So what you're trying to say is you would say like either A is true or like B is true, right? If both are true, then also it will be true, right?
Yes.
So so basically what you're trying to say is one of them among those two, one of them will win, or like both will win. Okay. Similarly, that's what OR means. So if one of those existing cases is true, then it will print true. Let's say like you have like 10 candidates. Out of them, you will say like A2, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. I guess those are 10 maybe. So among those, you will say like either A will win, or B will win, or C will win, D will win, or E will win. Only among these 5 there will be a winner. So if A wins, either A wins, or B wins, or C wins, or D wins, or E wins, your OR statement is true. So are you following me?
Yes. Actually, I'm asking about the sequence of operations when 3 are together, not and are.
So that part, it's always better to have like the brackets. Okay. So whichever operations you want to be done, right? Let them be in the brackets. So those chunks will be executed first, the ones with the brackets, and after that it will be executed the remaining.
Okay, clear. Thank you.
Okay. So that is why I have put this brackets. Okay.
Okay, understood.
Okay. So that not part is like if it's like not of true means false, not of false is true. Okay. So for example, let's say like A equals to true. Okay. A equals to true. If I print not A, then it's going to print false. Okay. I'll just okay, and then like if it's false, then it's going to print true. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, actually you can extend this also, like not of A or B, not of A and B, all the things you could do. So there what you should be doing is you should be executing the inner part, that is A or B part. If the A or B is true, then not of A or B will be false. If A or B is false, then not of A or B will be true.
So here
Okay.
A or B should be in the brackets.
Yeah. So let's say like B equals to false. Okay. Print not of B. Okay. So in this case, A or B is what? A is false, B is false. So A or B is going to be false. Not of false is going to be true, right? So let's just check it. Yeah, it is going to be true. Okay.
Can I write it as not A comma B? Will it take?
No, that will not take it. Okay. So if it's like true and false, no, true or false is true. True or false is true, then not of true is false. So that's why it is going to be false.
If there is no bracket here for A or B.
See, then what's going to happen is it's going to take it like not A or B. So what's going to take is it's going to be not of true and then like or false. So it's just like this not is going to apply to only A. Okay. Is this clear?
Okay. Clear.
Okay. So like among all the concepts you have discussed, the only concept that is pending is the nested if. Okay. We'll discuss the nested if.
Sir, could you please explain flag? Sir, is it flag part? Is it inbuilt function or some? Suppose I assign true or false value to flag.
See, that flag is.
And when to use flag?
See, that flag is like, let's say like while you were trying to do something, and then like you found a particular case of like you want to note a change in the you want to note a change in something. Okay, there you'll be using this flag. So for example, let me say this. Okay, so I'll have this flag equals true, false. Okay, flag equals to false, and then I'll take an input. I'll take an input from user. You're able to see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so if A percentage 2 equals 0, if A percentage 2 equals 0, and then like if A equals to 10, and then I'll have like flag equals to, okay, I'll like print, I'll print A, I'll come out of this. If flag equals to true, I can just mention like if flag, okay, both are same. If flag equals to or like if flag both are same, I just mention like print the value of A is 10. Okay. So this flag I have used for a specific condition of like whether to check A is a, I mean like whether the A is 10 or not. Whether to check that I have used a flag. Okay. So if A is 10, initially I assume that A is not 10. Okay. Whenever A is 10, I'll change the value of flag to true, so that it will work out. Okay. So see here, since it is 8, it did not print. The value of flag is not changed to true, so that's why I did not print this. Okay. Let me run it again, and then let me give value of 10. Now it will execute this value of A is 10. Okay. Is this clear? This is like very basic example of like using flag. You will learn more of like how to use flag and all in future. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There are like so many uses for this flag. I mean like in Python programming and all, generally in programming, we use flag very frequently. Okay. With practice, you'll come to know of like how to use flag and all. Okay. Okay. So yeah, the only thing we are left out is this nested if, right?
Sir, I want to ask one question.
Yeah.
Sir, if there are 3 ifs
Hmm.
and last one is else, so if the else means if 3 if are not true, then go to else, then how can we do this without using that all in one sentence?
Okay. So what you're saying is you're saying some if A something, and like A equals something. If A, you have some statement, and then like if B, you have some statement. If C, you have some statement, and then like you have else part, right?
Yeah. If 3 if are not executed, then go to else. If we want this condition, then how can we?
So then we will use a elif, right?
Without elif, we cannot do that.
See, without elif, you can do it, but then it'll result to some problems. Because I told you, no, this else block, it corresponds to this if C condition.
Last
If
one
C,
condition.
yeah. So the last if condition only this else part will correspond to. So if you want only one of these four, if you want only one of these 4 blocks to get executed, then you need to definitely use elif. If elif, and then else at the end. So if all 3 are, if any of these 3 is not executed, then this 19th line will get executed. Okay.
Yeah, and if condition is not executed, then it will go to elif, and if and elif will not executed, then it will go to the third one.
Yeah. So first it will go to F, and then like it will go to first elif, it will go to second elif. If all these 3 are not true, then it will go to the else block. Yeah.
No, I'm asking if 12th line is executed.
Okay.
Sorry, if 12th line is not executed and 14th line is not executed, then it will go to 16.
Yeah. No, not 14th line. If the 16th line is not executed, then it will go to 18th.
No, I'm talking about elif condition. If is not executed, then it will go to elif. And if and elif will not executed, then it will go to elif C.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have a question. It's related to our that division only. If supposing I want to check if a number is even, divisible by 3 and divisible by 7. So I want each of these to be outputted that it is, yes, it is also even, it is also divisible by 3, maybe it is not divisible by 7, then I wanted to state that it is not divisible by 7, and if it's none of them, then maybe you can write that it is not even, it's not divisible by 3, and it's not divisible by 7. Then how do I go about it? Because if I use elif, then I mean, if it's even, it will not go to the checking whether it's divisible by 3 or by 7.
Okay. First thing we need to take an input. Okay. So that thing we could do for what you said, right? For different cases. Let's say like then this nested if is like very useful. Okay. If a percentage 2 equals 0. Okay. Now we'll come to an here. And then like you'll have this if a percentage 3 equals 0. Okay. You'll have like print. Okay. Now also one print. You want to check for that last condition, right? If a percentage 7 equals 0. Okay. Now we'll print divisible by divisible by 3, 2, and 7, right? So if this is true, and then like in the else part, here, if it's going to else part, what that means is it is divisible by 3 and 2, but not by 7. Right?
Yes.
So you could do this, but not by 7. Okay. So now if you come here, See, if a percentage 3 is not equal to 0, I'm writing the else for this 11th line. Okay, I'm not
Yes.
writing else. I will write elif. Okay, because I want to check whether that is divisible by 7 or not. Okay, so elif if a percentage 7 equals 0, then I'll print
Divisible by 2 and
yeah.
7 and but not 3.
Yes, yes. Okay, but not by 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then like if I write else here, now what does this mean?
It's not divisible by 3, it's not divisible by 7, but it is divisible by 2.
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong.
yeah, exactly. Divisible by 2, but not by
3 or
3
7.
and, not 3 or 7, 3 and 7.
3 and 7, yeah.
Okay. So these for that, and then like now I need to now all these conditions of like 3 and 7 when a percentage 3 equal a percentage 2 equals 0, that is like sorted, right? Now we need to go for other condition of like elif a percentage 3 equals to 0. This is for the case of when it
If
is
it's
not
not
given.
divisible by 2, but we want to
Yeah.
check for the others.
Yeah. So you got the hang of it, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
this is
Thank
how
you.
this is how you do it for each and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. These
you.
are this nested if folks also. I mean, like if you want to check for like each and every condition, okay,
Yes.
you do not want to write like too many ands and ors, right?
Yes.
So then in this particular case, this nested if will be like useful. Okay.
Then we really need to have clarity as to what we want and what the code is doing. Otherwise,
Exactly.
we will not know at every point. We could make a mistake that, okay, look, this is only covered the condition where it's divisible by 2, and then we're checking for 3 and 7. We have not yet checked a condition where we have not, it's not divisible by 2, but we have to check for 3 and 7. So it requires a lot of clarity.
Yeah, so the clarity will come like once you look at the code. So for example, let me look at this condition. Now we're at the code, right? I look at this.
Yes.
So if a percentage 2 equals 0, this entire block, whichever is there, that corresponds to the even case, right?
Yes.
So the entire element. Now this, if a percentage 3 equals 0, now this entire block corresponds to the case of divisible by 2 and divisible by 3.
3, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now this else block, this corresponds to divisible by 2, divisible by 2,
Not
divisible by 3, but not divisible by 7.
By 7. Okay. Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
now if I come to the elif part, the elif part means that it is divisible by 2, but not divisible by
But
3.
not by 3. Yeah.
Okay, and then like if this is executed, then that means that it is divisible by 2, but not by 3, but by 7.
Yes.
If I write else here instead of elif,
question line
else.
number 11
See,
also
if you write else
divisible by
here,
3, right?
if you write else here, then what you should be doing is inside this else part, should check like if a percentage 7 equals 0 or not. Okay. Then you will print.
If I don't write any condition, just else, will it take for second if else?
It will take. So here what you're basically checking is you're just checking for like it is divisible by 3, 2, but not by 3. You did not check for you're not checking for 7 as of now.
Yes.
Okay. If you want to do it, you do it. You can do it. Okay.
Sir, line number 11, sir, line number 11 also checks for a divisible by 3, right? After it checks for the a divided by 2, but whatever exactly line number 18 signify, is it like because first we check whether it is
first if condition. It is for this first if condition. If
Yeah.
the first if condition is not true, then it will come to this elif block.
Okay.
Okay.
That means if we want to give one more condition, we'll use else if, otherwise simple else.
Yeah. So instead of using this elif, right, you could do it in this way also. You could write else here.
And if inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why it is happening.
Okay. Instead of writing else and if two conditions, combinedly elif.
Okay. So if I could write here a percentage 3 equals 0. Okay. This I could write. Okay.
Okay, clear.
Like whichever works for you. Okay. Whichever is like convenient for you, easy for you, could go with that. Okay.
What does the pass mean after the else?
The pass is like if you're not writing a code, right? See, generally
Yes.
what happens is if you did not write a code here, Python will throw an error.
Okay.
Because because it expects you to write some code after the else, or like once you inside the else, inside the if, inside the elif, it expects you to write some code. Okay. You do not
Otherwise,
want
the
to write
logic
code.
is not complete.
Yeah. So if you do not want to write code, or like you want to write it later, you can just write it. You can just write it as pass. Now it will not throw an
Okay.
error. Okay.
So in
It
the
is
meantime,
just
just write pass and continue with your code and keep
yeah.
executing the first part of it
Yeah.
to check if it's running.
Yeah.
Sir, one more small question. Like in the line number 11 and 12, you wrote if condition again. But why did you not use elif there? Because I am checking, first whether it is divisible by 2, and second, one more condition I am checking. So I should use elif there, no? Because whenever multiple conditions, I need to check, I need to use elif, right?
No, the elif condition is when this is not true. This a percentage 2 equals to, then only we are coming to this 11, right? Only when a percentage 2 equals 0, then only it comes to line number 11. Only when this is true, we are coming to this line number 12. We are not going to else part because we did not yet go for the false condition. Until now we are looking at the true case only. Clear what I was trying to say?
And
Should
two
be,
and
yeah, it is like and condition. Okay.
Yeah, and
So
probably
in
we are
line,
checking here if it is divisible by all three numbers. That's why all these three ifs are coming one to next to each other, right?
Yeah, exactly.
maybe in line number 16 or line number 18, I could use elif.
Exactly. Yeah. In line number 16 or line number 18, you could use
Okay.
Sir, suppose I use elif in line number 16, then sir, what it will print?
So if you're having elif here, then you should have this condition. Whenever you're writing elif, that means that you're having some condition, right? Others, please mute yourself. Venkatesh Rao. Okay, so basically you should be having a condition there. If you have a condition, then you go for it. Okay. Clear?
Okay,
What
sir.
is the meaning of pass?
I have just explained. So pass just means that I do not want to do anything there.
actually this pass break continue in week 3.
Yeah. Okay. So this until now is it clear? Clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Clear.
Okay. So we'll take like 5 minutes break, and after that we'll come and solve some problems. So one person asked for this prepaid and issue, right? We'll
Yeah,
solve
me,
that.
sir. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll solve the problem, and then like we'll move on to other problems. Okay.
Will you be explaining the cipher concept also
Okay. I'll do that.
after the break? After 5 minutes?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, yeah, hello. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
So we'll start with P10. One of the student was having an error, right? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah, Abhishek. So can you share your screen?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so Abhishek, you are a Telugu person.
Yeah, I'm not able to share because it's disabled.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, you can share your screen.
You can see my screen, sir?
Yeah, yes. So just go to the question, please. Accept a real number x as input, print the greatest integer less than or equals to x on the first line, followed by the smallest integer greater than or equals to x on the second line. Okay, okay. So yeah, okay. Abhishek, right? Yeah, show me the code. A equals float of input, if a is greater than 0 and a percentage int of a is not equal to 0, then print a, print int of a plus 1. Okay, okay. If elif a is less than 0 and a percentage int of a is not equal to 0, print int of a minus 1 and print int of a. Okay. Else print int of a, int of a. Okay. So can you run the code? Run for test cases. No, run for public test cases.
Actually, ma'am, I want to one thing.
I'm not able to hear you. The other person
Yeah, test cases both are passing, as you can see here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
private
Can
6
I mean, yeah. Scroll down for the other public
And
test.
I think when
5.8, right? Okay, so yeah, Abhishek, can you do one thing? Can you just paste the code in chat box?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
I try to complete my course.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
In this code, sir, I have a doubt. Like if we say that a float means fraction value, if we take like fraction is equal to int of means num minus int of a, then can we also do the same? No?
Can we also do the same you're asking?
Yes, like if we are taking in the way, like if we have taken the float value, real number value, and we are taking the fraction value. Like say fraction it means fraction part is equal to num means that float value minus integer of that float value. So it will give a fraction value. So in the fraction value means for the fraction value greater than if we are taking a fraction value, then for fraction value greater than integer greater than 0 and less than 0 we can write the condition. I have also done in same way, but my test cases are passing only 2 out of 7.
Okay, Abhishek, can you see? Can you see what's the error? What's happening here? Abhishek.
Yes, sir.
You got right. So when you have this minus 0.2, the int of a is going to be equal to 0. So that zero division error is going to happen. That is this minus 0.2 divided percentage 0, right? It cannot do that zero division error, zero division. So that is why you are having that problem. Okay. So what you could do is,
okay.
Instead of using this, to do it like if a equals to int of a, right? So what this means is the entered value is an integer. Okay. So then you can print A and then print A, right? Okay. Else what do you do?
Else if, no, sir. Not else.
Okay, yeah, we will see. We'll see. Okay. Else if also I can write like else plus if, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the other case is like A will be A is like positive, right? When A is positive, then int of A, then you need to print if A is greater than 0, then you need to print
Int of
int
A
of
and
A,
int of A plus 1.
int of A plus 1, right?
Okay, now I get it. So, I mean, like if my conditioning doesn't work with the zero division thing, and this
Yeah.
actually Karthik sir even explained this, but I got to making this code, so I was not understanding why was my code not running here. Yeah,
Okay.
I understand, sir.
Okay, got it, right?
Yeah.
So just for safety case, we'll just run it in here and then we'll check it's working completely.
Yeah, it should be working, sir, because that is the exact way Karthik sir explained.
Okay.
But we have to be taking in the third and fourth line int of A and int of A, because it will be printing the float value if we don't mention
Third and fourth lines?
Third and fourth line, we have to be mentioning int of A and int of A.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, that was the mistake we made back then. Karthik sir.
Okay.
Yeah, now it passes all the cases.
Fine, right?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So like your code is correct, Abhishek, but the only thing is there was this corner
zero
case.
division. Yeah, I realized it, but I forgot it about it. I mean, like how to be solving that case again. So
yeah,
that's why I asked you.
So basically, if we did not have the test case of like -0.2 or like 0.2, right? In between from -1 to 1, then you would have asked like all the test cases. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So other student had one question on the cipher question. Yeah. So which lecture was that? I do not exactly know which lecture was that.
Excuse me, sir.
2.7. Yeah, this
Sir,
one only.
can you please check my code for the same question, sir?
Oh, can you paste it in chat box, please?
Okay, sir.
So the cipher problem is that will just be. Can someone say like, why are you doing this ciphering? Or like, do you want me to look at the entire lecture? Hello.
Maybe if you can explain it in a nutshell, that what exactly are we doing in this and how to code and what is the reasons, why to do all, what is the reason of this using cipher?
So the cipher is like, I mean, it's generally what happens is the reason for using cipher. That's your question.
Yes. And in a nutshell, if you can explain the video, that would be great.
Okay. So the first thing is cipher, right? The reason we use ciphers is we always do this thing now, like we do not want to send it like direct message. We do not want to send. It's like between two best friends and all. We have some code language, right? We have some code language, right? So for that we will be using cipher. We'll be having some cipher, like I'll be sending some cryptic message, some message which everyone will not understand except for my best friend. Okay, only he will understand what I'm trying to say, right? So that is just cryptography. It is like we'll be sending out information which is like kind of encoded, like it won't be understood by everyone. Okay, that's what we are doing even in this Caesar cipher also. Okay. So here I think we are just doing this t equals to t plus alpha forward index of phi. Okay, we are just changing that to the next one, right? So that I mean we're just displacing the like instead of A I'm writing it as B, right? Instead of B I'm writing it as C, correct?
Okay.
That's what we are doing. Because I'm asking, I don't exactly remember how we are doing this cipher here.
Yeah, so taking whatever command we are giving, we are shifting the alphabet from the original alphabet to the another alphabet, and it's a kind of a encryption.
The next alphabet only, right? Not just another, or like the next alphabet, or what? The immediate alphabet, or which one is it?
For example, if it is I, so we will be putting here in the alpha index, we'll be checking the position of I, and then if we are shifting it by 1, or how the code is given, and the respective code will be given, right? If I'm correct in understanding this, or if you can explain it in
okay.
better.
And also, please explain why we have used this modulo 26. I did not get that part.
Yeah, modulo 26 they have used because only 26 letters are there in English alphabet. So on the top we have taken A, B, C, D till Z. So that's why that is 26. So if
it will run only the time.
Yeah, it will run only till 26. If it is Y and we have to shift the letter +1, so it cannot go beyond Z. So it will, I think, go in a
Again,
loop
start.
fashion. Yes.
Yeah, so it will take the remainder and start from 0.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah. So for this, we need to take a word, right? So let that word be. So let's take it in India, right? So I'll take like Python.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
That 26 is written because of that it should be a loop. It should be a loop, right, sir? Like if you're taking a string A, B, A to Z, and
26 is the percentage 26 is given because we should not be getting this index out of an error. I'll explain that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So let me have this alphabets equals to. I am just going to do same way. A, B, C, D, E, F, H. Right? I wrote everything, I guess.
So would it be any problem if we write alpha first and word next? Like if we swap the positions of 1 and 3?
That doesn't matter, right?
Okay.
How you, I mean, by the time you are using these two variables, those two should be defined.
Okay.
Which should you define first? That doesn't matter.
Okay. Order is not important here.
Yeah, order is not important. Okay. So word and alpha, right? Yeah. So now what we're going to do is, let's say like I'm going to shift by 5 indices. Okay. 5 indices to right. So which basically means, let's say like my alphabet in the word is A. Here it's not there. Okay. Or let's say like I'll take animal. Okay. Animal. Okay. So this the cryptic word for this should be A, B, C, D, E, F. It should be F. We should be moving 5 spaces, right? So we should move to F. Okay, for N it should be O, P, Q, R, S. Yeah, it should be S. And for I it should be J, K, L, M, N. Right? N. Okay. In this way it should be there, right?
Right.
Okay. So how do we do it? First thing is it's like this one. Okay. And then first I need to get the index, right? index, let it be equals to, I'm just going for the first index one, first word of 0, alpha dot index of word of 0. Okay, so basically it takes his first letter, first character, and then it searches for the index in this alpha. Okay, clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, so for example, let's say like I here, so the index for I is A, B, C, D,
Index. Okay.
somewhere around until now it's 4. 4 plus 4, it's 8. Okay.
Will we be taking the index? For example, if we have written word 0, it will refer to the word, or it will refer to the alphabet?
It refers to the alphabet. So it refers to the word of 0 alphabet.
Okay.
So word of 0 is A, right? So
Okay.
it takes this A. So basically this is just similar to alpha dot index of A. Okay. This code is exactly similar to this because word of 0 equals A, right? Word of 0 is A. So this just translates to this, which will give me 0 because index of A is 0 in alpha. Okay, clear? Clear? Or else let me
Like
do
here,
this A, B,
sir,
C, D now. Huh?
Sir, from the word, the zeroth position is taken as index of the alpha.
Yeah, because word of 0, the word of 0 is A, right? The first letter is A.
Yes.
Yeah, or let me.
And in alpha, so we
I'll
are
have it as bad. Okay, I'll have bad. Okay, so bad is my word. Okay, so word of 0 is B, right?
B.
Word of 0 is B, correct? Because word of 0 is B. The first character in the word is B, and the index of B in alpha is 1.
Yes.
Okay, so this will correspond to this. Okay, correct? Now cryptic. So now what will be my first word in the cryptic? I mean the first character. Sorry. Alpha of index plus 5, right? This will be the one now. Correct? Am I correct?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
So
So
it will
forget
give
about
us-
that. Forget about the
Wait,
percentage.
isn't it
Percentage
double
26 as of
operator?
now. I'll explain that percentage 26 in a bit.
Hmm.
Okay. Until now it's clear.
Yes, it's clear.
So since it is B, or let's just go with one more, instead of like shifting 5 indices, it's difficult to calculate. We'll go with one index only. Okay.
So it will give us C.
Yeah, it will give us C. Okay. So similarly, if you do for other ones, that is
For A, it will give B.
yeah. So I just repeat this, copy this same one again. No, I'll just copy the 2 lines again. Okay, now it will be word of
1.
Okay. So this is A, which gives me 0. Okay. Now this will be word of 2, which is D. D is 3. Okay, which gives me A, right? So now I'll print cryptic. Okay. So let me run this code. It has given me CB. Okay.
Yes.
For B it gave me C, and for A it gave me E, and for D it gave me E. Okay. Now let me do this. Okay. Zebra. Okay. Is there any 3-letter word starting with Z? Zoo, right? Okay.
ZIP, zip, or zoo.
Okay. So let me start with Z. Okay. It will throw me an error.
Right.
Can you see this? It has thrown me an error because the index for Z is
25.
index for Z is 25, right?
Right.
Now I'm asking for 25 plus 1, 26th alphabet. So basically I'm asking for
27th.
alpha, like alpha of 26. I'm asking. It does not have alpha of 26, right? It has only alpha of 25. correct? Because we have 0 to n minus 1 only we have, right? If you ask for alpha of n, that is, are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, it is 0 to 25. So basically there are 26 letters, but the indexing will be till only 25.
Right. So the index will start from 0 and it ends at 25. So we are asking for 26. That is why it gave me an error, right? So that is why we need to use this percentage. I mean the modulo one. So if you do this modulo 26, now what's going to happen? So that whatever number we have, we'll take the modulo of it. So for Z, ideally it should be A, right?
Right. The next letter is
So the 26 percentage 26 it will give me 0. So this entire value will be 0. So alpha of 0 will be A. So the Z will be translated to A. Okay. Now let me run this. I mean, I'll just copy the same code to others. Okay, so yeah, okay, it gave me app actually, which is a correct word. Okay, so for Z it will be A, right? And for O, the next letter is P, so it is app. Okay,
right.
clear?
Clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So any other questions?
So whatever you explained today in the concepts, that much concepts are okay. Means if we revise this session, what we have done today, it's okay for week 2.
But if you revise it, will it be sufficient for week 2? That's what you are saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's going to be sufficient. That's going to be more than sufficient for week 2. But the thing is, understand the concept is one thing, and then like practicing it and then implementing it is a different thing. Okay. So you need to practice that part. So if you're able to practice that and then implement it properly, right? Okay, you will be able to get it. Okay. And one other thing is, we can't be telling you each and every small part. I mean, each and every trick in this program, even in CPL's part and the other part, right? Like I told you why we should not be using if and if, and we should be using if else, right? That part we guys could be explaining it to you. Okay, but those parts after some point you should be understanding for yourself, like why we should not be using it and why we should be using it. I mean, if you practice it, right, if you do it with some examples, you guys will understand why it is good to follow certain things and why it is not good to follow some things, right, in programming. Okay,
Right.
clear?
So now, yes. So in all the 3 sessions, we'll be having one session wherein, like this, wherein we will be getting explained the concepts by the instructors, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the remaining 2 it will be live code. Okay. So since it's like 20 more
I have a
minutes.
question.
Yeah.
Sir, in C++, the memory allocation is in continuous manner, right?
In C++?
Memory allocation, like for a variable, let's say, it is in a allocation in the physical, it's a allocation in the memory.
One thing,
How
okay.
does memory allocation in Python happens? Like,
Let's not go into the memory allocation part, okay? So let's not just get into it because that's like advanced one. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, I pasted my code in chat.
You have pasted your code in chat?
Yeah, I pasted already.
That is for PPA10, right?
PPA10, yeah. It's showing error 0 test case passing.
Okay.
We are using a condition for else function.
Can you repeat?
He is using a condition and using the else statement. That is why it is throwing.
This one? This is your code? I'm sorry. Wait. Ravikant, right? Ravikant code, you know, you're talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, this is your code.
Yeah.
Okay, so you took float of input. Yeah, so this part you cannot be having a condition with else.
Okay.
Okay, you should be writing it. Elif. Okay. If a is greater than or equal to 0, print a int of a and int of a plus 1. See, this thing should be coming at the top. First, you should be checking for whether it is integer or not. After that, only you can execute this one. So, a greater than or equal to 0, this entire part. Okay, what I'll do is copy this.
So in second line, do you need indentation?
Which one?
Or after the first line, indentation is required. How if can come and
Okay, right. Okay, yeah, indentation should not be there ideally, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is how it should be. Okay. Okay, so
So 10th and 9th line should also interchange.
10th and 9th line should be indented, no? Yeah, because we have
It should be interchanged.
P is greater than or equal to 0.
The 10th line should be the 9th line, and 9th should be the 10th line.
Okay.
I think even the fifth condition is wrong in a way.
If a is less than 0, which condition is wrong?
The else if, yeah, that way. Not equal to doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Because if it is equal to 0, anyway, that will get taken care here. Okay. If it is equal to 0, it will get taken care here. That is a good part about using if and elif part. Okay, if it is equal to 0, anyway, a will be equal to int of a, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So if we haven't used this elif part, then it could lead to some error. Since he has used the elif part, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay. So Ravikant, did you understand like why we interchange the if and elif? Ravikant, are you there?
In else we can't use condition, right?
Yeah, so there is some error.
We can just leave the fifth line with just else also, it doesn't matter, it will work good.
Int of a. You didn't have this int of a, right? But then let it be. Okay. See this. How many out? Okay, this Ravikant, you need not have this double int. Okay, it doesn't hurt. I mean, the program will still run, but you could remove that. There's no point in converting integer to integer, right? It's already an integer, okay? Okay, is it clear, Ravikant?
It's clear, but sir, even if the code which was the last part, couldn't it work, sir?
Yeah, it doesn't work because let's say like if a is an integer, okay, if a is an integer, and if a is greater than 0, and if a is greater than 0, then what's going to happen? Then you like to print this int of a and int of a plus 1, right? Which we do not want. Did you get what I was saying?
Yes.
So, for example, let's say my a is 1, okay, or 1.0. Okay. Now a equals int of a, right? Correct. And a is greater than 0. What you'll do is you'll print int of a and int of a plus 1. But that's not the correct one, right? You'll print 1 and 2, but ideally you should be printing 1 and 1. That is why this condition should be coming at first.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, sir. I have sending an code related to this. I don't know why it is not working. Means I have written the code, I guess, correctly. Like,
You have pasted 2 codes.
yeah, the latest one.
Okay. Num equals to float of input. If num is greater than 0, print num as 1.0. See you're not checking for whether that num is an integer or not, right? You should be checking now. Okay. You should be checking whether that number is an integer or not. If the number is an integer, the greatest number less than or equals to that number will be a number, and the least number greater than or equals to number will also be the same number, right?
And even the line 7 is wrong.
Print int of num. Yeah. Why do we need to have
Line 7, sir. Line 7 and line 9 is line 10 should be the same as line 9, and 7 is wrong.
Int of num minus 1. Int of, okay, it should have an int of num only. Okay.
And the 10th line should be a copy of 9th line. The if condition should be changed first of all.
Yeah. The if condition should be changed. So it should be changing to what I have told for Ravikant, right? So you should be checking whether that number is an integer or not first. And then if it is not an integer, then you go for this remaining 2 cases. Okay, greater than 0, less than
First,
0.
we have to check the number is integer or not. Then we have to move it is to greater than or less than.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Just make that small change. Okay. So here the questions until now. How are you finding Python course? Is it easy to follow or like difficult?
I'm still trying to spin my head around the way you just explained if and else, like how the structure works and all. Like that is like that was like kind of new to me right now.
Yeah. So you will not be. One thing is for sure. Once I'm explaining it, right? Once I'm typing code and all and explaining it, even though you might understand a bit or like you might understand completely, but that's never complete. Okay. You should be practicing it, then only you'll get the hang of it. Then only you will be like capturing the total. I mean, like you'll get the total understanding of if and elif. Okay, the nested if also. Okay, you should be practicing it. You should look for different cases. Okay.
No, sir. Can you please discuss once the chess problem? There is one chess problem in PPA, I think. 7.
Okay.
Not 7. Just a minute. Just a minute.
That was already discussed in the last live session.
Yes, actually, sir, I could not attend that.
Like the already the recorded live session is already available, so you could just go over there and look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other things?
So, can you explain how to compare the dates, like which date, which date will come higher, like that earlier? Something.
How to compare strings, Mohammed?
No dates, like date of birth, something like that. It's like it's a string, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That is like normal. It depends on like how you are accepting the input. That is the first thing. Okay. So okay, let's say like your input is of this form DD, this form, okay?
Sir, what if they are separated by a slash or something? So it will be a string, right?
Yeah. You're doing it this way now?
Yep, exactly.
Right. So then what you need to do is you need to have this day equals to DOB of first two, right? So that month you can get it. Similarly, DOB of, so that will start from.
So we have to convert it into integer.
Okay.
Okay.
Here is, yeah, you can convert that to integer also directly.
Okay.
Once you get this date, time and all now, day, month and all, right, you can just easily do it now for yourself.
Yeah, so it will be three conditions. First of all, we have to compare a year, then month, then we have to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any other easy way other than this?
Oh yeah, so basically what you could do is you could just
yeah, because this one is like there are three if statements, like we are comparing year first.
So you could just calculate the number of days or something. So I'll just explain it. DOB of, just to remind, right? Correct. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So let's say like number of days alive equals to year into 365. This is not exact calculation, okay?
Okay.
Just a rough calculation. Month into 31. Okay. Even this 31 is also not correct. I'm just having it like for rough calculation. Plus day, okay?
Okay.
Now we'll get it right. No, actually this is not exactly correct.
I mean, that's
it should be 2022 minus
again, yeah, present year.
Like this. Yeah. So here also it should be 12 minus.
Again, sir, it will be complicated, right? It won't be always 12 minus.
What?
12 minus month.
I mean, it could be from first month, second month, third month, and so on, right? 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, so on. So, okay. Clear? You could try something like this.
Okay.
Now we could just compare it. So let me just compare it, like DOB 1 equals to, instead of taking input, I'll give some input.
Okay.
So 31, 11. Okay.
So we are comparing until the end of 2022, right?
Yeah.
It's like we are calculating the days alive until the end of 2022. Yeah,
like,
no, I got it.
you need not worry about like whether it's like until the end of because it doesn't matter, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever I'm adding for you, right? I'll be adding for other person also, so it's okay.
Yeah, because it is relative. Yeah.
Okay, so let me just give this two values. So I'll just do the same thing for this person. Okay, so print
okay.
I'll not execute this here, I'll just execute this in template.
Yeah, now we can compare. Yep.
Okay. I mean, this is not exact one, but it works.
Oh yeah, we can compare. Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you so much.
So can you please explain line number 5?
Line number 5.
5.
The line number 5, I'm just doing some rough calculation of like
Okay,
How
you're
many
putting
days you are
everything
select?
into days. Okay, got it. You're converting everything into days so that it can be on one platform.
Yeah. So, but this is not the exact number of days that he lived. It is like some rough number. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So these things and all, like I didn't do some great Python programming and all. It is just like logic, from logic to code only. Once you get the logic, you do it right. And if you look at it, the first time I made a mistake, I just did it like I did not do this 2022 2 minus year. I just did year into 365, month into 31, and then I did plus day, right? So, but then you know that that's not entirely correct. If you look at few data births, you'll come to know this is not the formula. The formula should be ulta. Okay, the reverse one. Okay. So then you will understand, right? Okay. You'll make, all I'm saying is initially you'll make some errors and then like you'll correct it. Okay.
Okay.
And it is totally okay.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
totally okay as long as you are able to identify errors quickly and then just make the changes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? So there is one other part that's remaining, that is PT problems for week 2. Okay. Practice test problems for week 2. We did not have the time to discuss those. So what we will do is we'll just release those in the portal. Okay, you'll release those in the portal. Have a look at it. Try solving those. Those won't be easy. Okay, those won't be easy because they're like little difficult when compared to the PPS and GRPS. So try solving those, but anyway, they won't be graded. Try solving those. If you have like any doubts on those, you can just post it in discourse or else in the next live session where you discuss of week 3 now. Along with those week 3 problems, we'll discuss about this week 2 PT problems. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir, clear. So just wanted to ask one thing, that whatever codes we are writing here for practice and PPAs and GRPs, whenever we'll be appearing for examinations, OPP and other ones, so is the difficulty level going to be the same or more difficult than that?
It's going to be same difficult, like more or less the same.
Okay, thank you.
You can expect of like GRPA level difficulty. GRPA, the max you could get the difficulty level is PT. It won't go higher than PT. It will be like less than PT only. Whatever PT 1.1, 1.2 is alright. It will be less than that. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, okay. So if there are no other questions, we can end the session. Okay. Thanks. The session was peaceful. Okay. Everyone was able to get the doubts solved, I guess. Okay.
Yes, definitely, sir.
Okay, yeah.
So sorry, so just one question.
Yeah.
So when you are doing the cryptic thing and you are using the modulus function so that after 25 it can go back in the cycle again to 0.
Yeah.
So we can use the same thing to iterate through the list. Like if I have a list which contains 5 elements, and if I want to do something with like using while or for function, and I is equal to I plus 1. So after the fourth one, it is going to give me an error that it is out of the index list. So can I use the same modulus function to go back to 0 again?
Yeah. If you want to do, if you want to come back to the first element of the list, then yeah. But then the concepts which you're discussing, that is for the next 2 weeks. Okay. So the for while, the list and all, that's for next 2 weeks. Okay. We'll discuss more of it on there. Okay. But yes, you can use the same concept because it's the same thing on the indexing only. We will do index out of range error, the same error only. Okay.
Okay, but so that modulus should be equal to, then like if it is 4, then it should be equal to 4, right?
It should be equal to the length of the list.
Length of the list, right? Okay.
Yeah, here it was equal to length of string. There it should be equal to length of the list. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, if you could just spare 2 minutes. The same PPA 10, I had written a different code and I passed all, even the private tests. Though I don't know, somehow I feel that that input you were giving of negative 0.2, I'm not sure if my code would pass that. If you could just have a look.
You could just try. Okay, you pasted. Okay, so let me just run it, and then I'll check for that. Yeah, your code is working fine, right?
It's running fine.
Yeah.
I'm not even able to understand my own logic now. I did it some time back and I can't make sense of it myself.
Okay, so this int x divided by 1, so that gave it as like for minus 0.2, it gave it as
0.
It gave it as -1. It did not give it as
Minus 1. Yeah, yeah, -1. Yeah.
I'm not able to understand the line 3 myself.
Okay, so first what we'll do is we do this. Okay.
Sorry?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to understand the code. It gave it as -1. Okay.
Okay, minus. So it's right, yeah?
Yeah, it's right.
Thank you.
So this works for each and every case, which is great. You need not even go for other test cases. Yeah.
Although I don't even understand my own logic now. I'll have to go through it again. At that time, it made sense.
Yeah, that's okay. For programmers, it happens. We think of some logic, and after some time, if you look at it, you won't understand how we have done it. So that's okay. You'll understand it.
I'm
later.
not sure if I can replicate it. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you sometimes you get some ideas and you just lose it. It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
I just didn't
let's
understand
just
the
hope
line.
that. Huh?
I just didn't understand the line 3 a while ago. Now I understand it. Now it's like the chain of characters and chain of operators, how it is sequenced.
So this will right. This one is for checking whether for positive numbers.
First
For
the
positive
floor
numbers-
thing executes, then the minus executes.
Yeah. So for positive numbers, it will be greater than 0.
It will print the decimal part there. Awesome.
Okay, so thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks everyone. Okay. So I'll be closing the session. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It
Thank
was
you,
so
sir.
much helpful.
Thank you.